This is Rampage Mario exposing Luigi 600 for being a hacker and that he should not have his gold trophy because he didn't deserve it and he cheated, and he admitted to cheating. As you can see, his username Luigi600, gamertag YMurder, as he played in the 2v2 one and done tournament against me yesterday, and he was hacking and he admitted to it, so his gold should be revoked and my silver should be turned into a gold. And you can see in his Twitter, when I was direct messaging him, as you can see in later on in the video, his Twitter is YMurder, and when I click on it, this is him, and he even has a favorite of mine of Rampage Mario. Now, if I go to my direct messages, you can see as he direct messaged me back, I messaged him earlier this morning and said, I realized why every time I watched throwbacks die from behind and why every time I got into a gunfight, even though I won them, the kid was already pre-aiming me, and every time, even though I died from behind, was because you got your JTAG fixed. And I tried pretending to be his friend so that he would not deny it. And I said, that's why when I challenged you and the kid for $30 in a wager after the tournament, you were so easy to accept the challenge. Good thing I realized that before I challenged you and played you. And then he said, aha, LMAO, what? And I'm like, I know I'm right, so when are you going to play some tournaments now that you got your JTAG fixed with me? And another way I knew was because you didn't have full finals recorded, and that's when I knew right away. And I was like, what I don't understand is why you would play with that kid and not hack against him and not with me, especially in the tournament. And he said, because you never want to play with me anymore. And I'm like, yeah, because you have been dropping shit all the time, Money 8s. And I'm like, that's so stupid, and who did you get all your stuff for the JTAG? And he's like, I know, I don't understand why. And he's like, LOL, don't worry. And I'm like, we are going to get serious on a wager grind or tourney grind since you have your JTAG fixed. And then he's like, don't say nothing, okay, nobody can know. And then I was like, okay, and just to say that you never really beat me in a tourney, maybe physically, but mentally you never beat me because you hacked. And he's like, LMAO, shut up. And I'm like, but it's whatever, we're playing in every 2v2. And then he's like, I'm down, when do you get out, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, I start work, blah, blah. And then he's like, all right, I'm going to have to get more bypass time by the time you get back. And I'm like, did you finally talk to this kid about downloading the hacked menus for the JTAG, or did you do it yourself? And he's like, oh, someone helped me do it. And I'm like, wait, did you get the bypass for the JTAG, or did you only get a 1 day? And he's like, yeah, just to see how it goes, and I don't have that much money for the JTAG. And I'm like, what is the standard pricing for everything? And he's like, want to help me out with the bypass? Well, he's like, well, the bypass is $15 and the stealth is $15. I'll even zoom in on that. He said, well, the bypass is $15 and the stealth is $15. And as you can see, money over bitches is his fucking MOB. I'm assuming that's what it means. If you go back to this, MOB, that's him. I'm talking him directly. And then I was like, prices, list them to me. And he's like, oh, it's going to be $25 to $15. And then even another hacker in this proof, I was like, who helped you do everything? And he's like, oh, it was going to be $25 for stealth, but Little Bibby helped me. And I'm like, oh wow, that's true. And then that was it. And so that shows that he's hacking and that he should get banned and his trophy should be taken away and we should get the trophy back. I would love to hear your input on this. I really put a lot of time into this ticket because I know that I deserve the gold and not them. So please tell me what you think and let me know back. I would really love to hear the reply.